Good evening and welcome to Harvest of the Hudson Valley. I am here in our new teaching and demonstration kitchen, which will help our patients learn to eat healthier and start young students on a healthy path to sound nutrition. All the proceeds from tonight's event will be used for the construction and operation of this important initiative. This has been the year that we shifted from illness to wellness, to the belief that food is medicine, and brought the very best of healthful food to our patients, staff, doctors, and visitors. And tonight, we bring you the very best of the Hudson Valley, incredibly fresh foods from local farms and prepared by one of our honorees, who is himself, like our other honorees, a regional treasure. When our foundation board looked to appoint a doctor to lead our physician campaign, they had to look no further than Dr. Elliot Summers.
Elliot is probably one of the brightest people I know. He's very personable. He has a very good relationship with the patients as well as the physicians, and that's obviously very important.
I've always found him to be very professional, very precise, very easy to talk to.
He doesn't just say, I'll go out and do something for you. He makes sure it gets done.
His skill as a radiologist, an excellent body imager, reading CAT scans and MRIs, as well as he has very good hands. He does interventional procedures.
Whatever he approaches, he does it extremely well, and I think he takes the attitude that it's a challenge that he wants to conquer.
Elliot brought home this message as to how community hospitals bring about a certain level of service that goes beyond a large tertiary care hospital.
He has cooperated significantly in terms of getting the physician group to support all of our efforts at the hospital. From a fundraising standpoint, Elliot is a person who will not take the word no for an answer.
For everybody who he called, donated something to the hospital, and not an insignificant amount.
He was the first one to approach me for fundraising and its importance, and also the first one to approach me when I do not act on my commitment.
We're in a time when medicine is changing rather drastically, and we're challenged with meeting the financial goals as well as providing medical quality and care going forward.
So I became involved with the physician giving program last year as part of the overall capital campaign. Physicians obviously are a hugely important constituency here. We benefit in a lot of ways from a thriving hospital. Our particular group benefits from the investment that the hospital's made in technology and the resources in our department, but the entire medical staff benefits when the hospital thrives. It allows the medical staff to deliver quality care to their patients and enhances their practice.
This is our hospital. It's our hospital. This is where we bring our patients to get better. And we need a strong, vibrant hospital to make our patients better.
We're talking about very costly drugs and very costly radiation technology. We have a state-of-the-art radiation machine, and to support these services, the hospital needs all the help it can get.
It was a pretty easy message to get across to the medical staff that this is a vital institution for the community, it's a vital institution for their practices, and therefore it was really a win-win to get behind it.
We are part of the community, so when we talk about fundraising for the hospital, it's literally doing something for the community.
When we help someone, when we do the right thing, it's not a stranger that we're helping, it's more often than not a neighbor.
When I first met him, he was obviously very, very energetic and very professional in terms of his role with healthcare facilities, and I knew right off the bat that I would be able to learn a lot.
He works really well with the hospital. He designs projects that not only look great, but that actually fundamentally work well in a hospital. A lot of architects are just set on design aspects and not how the end user is going to be able to work in the space. So he actually interviews nurses, doctors, to ensure that their workspace is going to meet all of their needs.
One of the major things that I've learned from working with Joe all these years is how important it is to transform a hospital, a space where people are typically scared, a space that's normally cold, transform it into something that's colorful, that's lively, that people are not afraid to go to.
He understands what it's like to work in a hospital, which a lot of architects don't.
I did the floor leading to the admin area. It was first taken a little boldly by some. We don't do your typical old school, grays, whites, etc. A healthcare facility is not just a sterile environment, it's an environment that you should feel warm and cared for and relaxed.
One of the personal experiences that I really cherish is when we entered the Pataki Center in the competition for the American Institute of Architects New Jersey State Design Award.
We had the opening for the Pataki Center. I was introduced to George Pataki as the architect who designed the Pataki Center. I shook his hand and he said, "Very nice job." I'm presently working on a design of interior renovation of Dempsey House. We're doing a demonstration kitchen.
Joe's donating all of his time with the kitchen. He's doing the whole project pro bono. He basically pushed the project along, which is what it needed. It needed that. It needed somebody to stay on top of it and keep pushing it and shepherd it through the process.
We wanted to promote the environment of learning and teaching. So the first thing we wanted to do was make sure it was an open environment. So the vision to the chef that was explaining how to cook, how to prepare, talking about what foods to make and how to make it. We wanted to make sure there was clear vision and a very open plan so that they can actually look and be hands-on with the chef and be right there on top of them.
He loves to teach. He loves to effect a change for the better.
Peter is a generous individual. I mean, he's grown up in an environment where he learned how to share, and he's continued that through his whole lifetime.
I've seen people come in, zero experience in the restaurant industry, and 6 months later, we're looking at a spectacular employee.
I think he's very committed to our Hudson Valley region. He wants things to be thriving here. He wants to make sure that they grow and develop and that they're geared up to meet the challenges that are coming ahead and beyond.
Most people would open a restaurant and say, well, I've got a great restaurant and isn't this terrific? I've got great reviews and happiness is to reign forever. No. He's always got to move forward.
What we need really is a demonstration kitchen and a teaching kitchen where we could invite not only patients from the hospital, but we could also invite the community to come in and learn some of the tenets of good nutrition and have an interactive experience with produce that's grown right on the property or purchased right from our farmers market right there, bring it into our kitchens and start to cook and have some fun.
When you're so connected to the experience, you're very committed to making it a good one. And that's how it has always been. He's very connected to his passion for making people happy and using food as a medium.
It's close to them. It's not something that's distant. It's not something that he's telling about that happened in the past or that's going to happen in the future. It's part of their daily lives.
Being able to bring somebody into the garden and actually show them where this carrot came from, and then take that carrot into our teaching kitchen and show them how to clean it, show them how to peel it, show them how to cook it.
We have to start getting more involved in bringing an education and awareness to the effects of good eating habits. Well, who's better to lead that kind of education than someone who has spent their life in the food industry?
He always has a larger perspective. It's not just the issue that we're dealing with at the moment, but he puts it into a larger concept.
I think that Harvest for Health has the potential to set a national standard for how communities should interact with their hospitals. And I mean, the hospital can be the center. It reaches into the community. And I hope that we realize that potential, that we're setting a national standard for how small communities can have a very big impact on the health of a nation.
On behalf of the entire team at Hudson Valley Hospital Center, we thank you for your support. Enjoy your evening.